Yeah, so you see this headline. This is wild. Illegal migrant on Long Island beat his 2-month-old daughter to death because he didn't believe she was his baby. Now, woo. All right. An illegal migrant beat his 2-month-old daughter to death because he didn't believe the baby was his, Long Island cops said Thursday. A soulless Marlon Rabinales Pretzanzin, who is 20, allegedly slapped little Laisa Rabinales Barrios in the face, punched her in the stomach, and violently shook her inside his Inwood home on March 7th, according to a sickening criminal complaint. Now, what people should do is they should take these stories to people like Brandon Johnson and a lot of these mayors in some of these sanctuary cities and ask them, what should happen to this person? How should this person be dealt with? Right? He then illegally threw her on a bed, he then allegedly and illegally threw her on a bed and callously pressed his fist into her chest. The accused sicko left her with ribcage injuries and a fractured vertebrae in the neck as a result of being shook. All right. The young dad, which I don't even know how you can call this piece of trash a dad, was charged with murder Wednesday after admitting to killing the helpless tot. All right, so this is the little baby right here. Sad. Rabinales Pretzanzin, a Guatemalan migrant who crossed the border illegally in 2022, told police that although he is listed as the father on the birth certificate, he suspects that he is not the father, so he lost affection for the baby and felt some kind of animosity. I mean, that justifies all of that. You know what I'm saying? That makes it okay to just go ahead and just go to that extent? I don't think so. I don't think so. Nassau County Detective Lieutenant Scott Skrinecki told the Post. A 911 call was placed about the baby rolling off the bed inside the home near Maple Road and Elm Road around 10:40 a.m., cops said. So this actually is for real a nightmare on Elm Street. An autopsy done by a medical examiner revealed she died from a homicide, leading police to question Rabinales Pretzanzin. Police fumed that he should have never been allowed to step foot in the country. And yeah, I mean, that's a fact. You know what I'm saying? And then, a lot of these people say that they quote unquote come to the United States for a better life. Is this a better life? Like, do you think you can come to the United States and get away with stuff like that? That's what makes life better. I mean, like, what when you say you're coming to the United States for a better life, is this the better life? What about that baby? You know what I'm saying? The baby probably would have fared off better, in the country where they were from. Like, this is just wild. What he did to this kid is unthinkable, raged Nassau County Police Detective Captain Stephen Fitzpatrick at a press conference Thursday, according to News 12 Long Island. We are all quite upset about this arrest and infuriated that this individual was even in this country to begin with. Cops said Rabinales Pretzanzin made his way across the Mexico-El Paso border in 2022. He was apprehended by Border Patrol and released, according to Skrinecki. Rabinales Pretzanzin then traveled to Virginia before landing in Nassau County. He was arraigned in Nassau County Court on Thursday and held without bail. Now, you got to ask the question, in Long Island, with him being in jail, will they turn this individual over to ICE? Right? I don't think that it would be a bad idea, you know what I'm saying, for them to turn this individual in to ICE. All right. So, a lot of people talk about Brazil and, a lot of people say Brazil is the place to go. Brazil is the place to be. Right. We're going to take a look at some things that's going on in Brazil. Right. Some things like this. Deranged sicko lures pregnant teen into home, then cut the baby out of her womb, then strangled the ailing mom. I mean, like, this is something out of a horror movie. And I know because I watch a lot of horror movies. You know what I'm saying? A pregnant teenager in Brazil had her unborn child cut from her womb by a sick woman who lured her with the promise of free baby clothes, authorities said. The body of Emily Sena, who was 9 months pregnant, was found buried in the backyard, belonging to married couple Natalie Perina, 25, and Christian D. Aruda, who was 28, on Thursday, according to local authorities. The couple was initially arrested at a local hospital in Cuiabá, Brazil, while trying to register the baby as their own. The baby that they cut off the lady. You know what I'm saying? Now, I haven't read this story all the way through, and we'll get there. But I wouldn't be surprised if there was some hints of possible infidelity, and somehow this is how they thought that they were going to make it better, which is just insane and unjustifiable. But we'll see. Although the couple was suspected of working together, Piera coldly confessed to stealing the baby and deleting Sena, who is 16, alone, according to Brazilian outlet G1. So, I don't know what the laws are there, but, here, that would be a minor, right? Piera had recently suffered a miscarriage, but didn't tell her family. Through WhatsApp, Piera invited Sena to come over Wednesday and pick up free baby clothes, as Piera claimed she had. The alleged killer even paid for Sena's transportation. She said she had received a lot of baby clothes and wanted to donate some to Emily. Sena's distraught mother, Ana Paula Miradane, told G1. The victim's body was found with cuts, and she was strangled and hanged with internet cables, Police Chief Caio Alexandre said. T-shaped marks on her abdomen indicate she was alive when the baby was taken with a bladed weapon, he said. And when they say the baby was taken with a quote-unquote bladed weapon, what that means is that the baby was cut out of her, right? Sena tried to defend herself, but died due to blood loss. When Piera arrived at the hospital claiming the baby had been born at home, medical staff were suspicious of the alleged baby snatcher's condition and took the newborn and tested her. Results showed she was never pregnant. Her lawyer said she'd suffered a miscarriage about 6 months ago and went on pretending like she was still pregnant. I mean, some people are just wildly psychotic. You know what I'm saying? This would be the second time she had a miscarriage, and so she decided to maintain this false pregnancy, they said. According to calculations, this daughter she had lost would have been born during this period. D. Aruda said that he believed his wife had given birth and did not know about Sena's murder, according to investigators. He had even shared a photo on social media after the birth, announcing he had just become a dad. The nightmare is still being investigated by Brazil's Homicide and Personal Protection Division, and D. Aruda, who has not been charged, and 2 other suspects will face more questioning. The investigation is still on site to find out the dynamics of what happened, Alexandre said. And, this is, this constitutes as a bad life, right? And someone like this could possibly attempt to come into the United States and say they're coming to the United States for a better life. Now, a better life would be not being under investigation, right? But what people need to understand is that in addition to that better life, that doesn't necessarily mean you can come to the United States and do grotesque stuff. You know what I'm saying? You're probably going to get prosecuted and do some time here and end up getting sent back. Now, this instance here did not take place in the United States. Like we said, this took place in Brazil, right? But it's oddly and strikingly similar to the, level of savagery of the first crime, where the individual just decided to beat the baby to death. These crimes against children, these crimes against babies, a pattern of crimes against women. It's just something to think about. You know what I'm saying? So let me know what your thoughts are by leaving a comment in the comment section. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you're not subscribed to the channel, take a moment, smash that like button, hit that bell. If you find any more information on these stories, make sure that you get the information to me by following our Discord, all right, or shooting it to me on some other form of social media. And I will catch you all on the next video. All right, peace.